Zoning Board of Directors, April 27th meeting. Town Council chambers. And I'm sorry, I forgot to push my button. It is now 6:34. Could I have a roll call, Mr. Superintendent, and would everybody please push the button if you haven't?
Kate Bricks.
Present.
Eric Colby. Present. Jennifer Fleck. Diana Forsland.
Here.
Marge Cavoni.
Here.
Pete Hensler. Here. Jen Moore.
Here.
Don Dillon. Jerry Keene Dwyer.
Here. Okay, if you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, there are no adjustments to the agenda this evening. And first on our agenda, we will be going into executive session for an expulsion hearing. If I could have a motion, please.
I move to approve going into executive session to consider the possible expulsion of a student pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056B.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? It is unanimous. We are in executive session. All right, we are now out of executive session. If I could have a motion, please.
I move to vote that the board determines the following: that the student's actions were deliberately disobedient, that the removal of the student is necessary for the peace and usefulness of the school, that based on these facts, the board hereby expels the student effective immediately for an indefinite period of time, and that the superintendent notify the student and his or her parents of this action in writing with a copy of these written findings of fact and conclusions. If the student is expelled for an indefinite period of time, a reentry plan will be prepared by the superintendent in consultation with the student and his or her family. The student's parents, student have the right to request readmission pursuant to law.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? It is unanimous. The student is expelled. Okay, thank you. Okay, if we could, are we all set? Do you need 5 minutes? Okay, great. Next on our agenda is public input. Now, this public input was put on here in case there was anyone from the public who might not have been able to make our other meeting on the budget. So we wanted to have one more chance for folks to come in and basically give their 2 cents on or ask questions. And seeing none.
You want to give them a second since we just opened the door?
Oh, is there anybody?
I didn't see.
Yeah. Seeing nobody. I will close public input, and we will, and the board will not have to do any more, have any further discussion on the budget at this point in time. Okay, is Sierra here?
Sierra was here, yes.
Oh, could you get? I thought just. It's my age.
I can't remember what she just called.
But anyway. I wanted to let everybody know, believe it or not, I have watched, well, watched a couple of things on TV, and I don't know if anybody's heard any complaints or whatever, but people can hear us now without us.
Well,
Yes, and I watched
For better or
it.
worse.
I watched it just for, well, maybe not great, but I did watch it just for that because that's always been the big complaint. And Kate saying, I am not swallowing that microphone. But anyway. So Sierra, you're back with us. That's great.
she looks excited.
I know. And so how are things going at school? This side.
What was the award you just won? I forgot the name of it.
I'm a semi-finalist for the Presidential Scholar Program.
Wow, that's great. We are really honored to have you on our board. We do get the finest, don't we? Okay. Now, okay, not such a great thing. But next on our agenda is the reduction in force for 2016-17. And could you give us just a little bit of background on the first one, Mr. Prince?
Yeah, first of all, it's unfortunate that we have to reduce people at the real school. As you know, we have in the past we've had I'm sorry.
The first one is the middle school.
Oh. Reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, yes, back to reductions. I'll speak to real school after this one, but the part of the budget process is to build a budget for next year, and it was the administration's recommendation that we would not need the computer teacher program at Wyndham Middle School, and I think the board had quite a few presentations on that. We showed surrounding districts on different ways that people provide that service, and so it's really before you tonight to reduce that position, and we'll go from there.
Great. So if we could have a motion on those first, and then we can go further into the real school.
I move to eliminate one full-time Wyndham Middle School teaching position due to changes in local conditions.
Second. Okay, any comments on the board? Questions? All those in favor? All those opposed? There's one opposed. Okay.
I move to terminate the full-time teaching contract of Eric Tremblay due to the elimination of the Wyndham Middle School computer technology teaching position, and to direct the superintendent to give him 90-day written notice of said action.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Is there any comments? There isn't one from the public, so I'm not going there. Saying that, okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? One opposed. Okay, Mr. Superintendent, if you could give us a little bit of background on the real school.
Yes, so the real school has had two programs. One program is for alternative ed students, and that will remain. We're very fortunate to have a dynamite program with the alternative ed students out at Ackworth Island. The other great program in the past has been the real program that provides services for special ed students, and it's good and bad. The good news is we do not have any special ed students to put in that program for the future. So the question is, why would we continue to provide a service to all the other districts in southern Maine when we don't have our own students going to that program? And financially, it just did not make sense to continue to provide that special ed component of the program at real school. So our recommendation is to make the reductions with the understanding that another district in the Brunswick area is going to be providing the same service, and actually probably we'll call it the Brunswick Real School Special Ed Component School. And I think it's fair to say that these staff members will end up employed with the Brunswick school system. So
Oh, good.
as bad as it is, it's sort of a win-win in that these people will be employed in another district, providing the same type of service.
Great. Excellent. Okay. So,
I
who wants
move-
to do the honor? Oh, you are.
I move to eliminate 4 full-time real school special ed teaching positions due to changes in local conditions. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Next one.
I move to terminate the full-time teaching contract of Raymond Dunn due to the elimination of the real school special ed teaching position, and to direct the superintendent to give him a 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous.
I move to terminate the full-time teaching contract of Jeremy Floyd due to the elimination of the real school special ed position, and to direct the superintendent to give him a 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Yes, please.
You're on a roll.
On a roll.
Okay. I move to terminate the full-time teaching contract of Ted Gill due to the elimination of the real school special education position, and to direct the superintendent to give him a 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments? All those in favor? It is unanimous.
I move to terminate the full-time teaching contract of Yvette Corey due to the elimination of the real school position, and to direct the superintendent to give her a 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous.
I move to eliminate 2 full-time real school social worker teaching positions due to changes in local conditions.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you.
I move to terminate the full-time social worker teaching contract of Susan Burns Chong due to the elimination of the real school position, and to direct the superintendent to give her a 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous.
And I move to terminate the full-time social worker teaching contract of William Shea due to the elimination of the real school position, and to direct the superintendent to give him 90-day written notice of said action. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous.
I move to terminate 3 real school van driver positions due to changes in local conditions. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Can I just ask a clarifying question? In these positions, there's not a second motion.
That's correct. The support staff, actually, we consulted our own board policy, which gives the superintendent or his designee the authority, I should say, to make these reductions. But in consultation with our district attorney, he felt that it would be best that we at least were transparent about the reduction of the staff roles.
Okay.
But we don't need to do the people.
And is there a difference too, because like the van drivers may not be on contract?
No, that's not the reason. It's simply because they're not under the professional statutes. They're under a different employment arrangement than the teachers are through statute.
I move to terminate 1 real school support technician position due to changes in local conditions. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous.
I move to terminate 4 real school educational technician 3 positions due to changes in local conditions. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? Okay, now the next one is a little different. It's just a reduction.
I move to reduce one real school secretary position to .5 due to changes in local conditions.
Second.
Dawn, wanna
Yes.
just so everybody understands why we got half a person.
No, happy to do that. So as Mr. Prince pointed out, we are going to continue to run the alternative school, and we did have a full-time secretary for both programs. We still need a person, but not at full level. So there was a support technician that was really clerical in nature, plus a full-time secretary. We're going from the two positions down to a half secretary.
Okay, great. Any comments, questions from the board? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you very much. And before I ask for an adjournment, anybody have anything they want to share real quick? Nope. Okay, we are done. This is probably the earliest we have ever been done. Okay, so motion to adjourn?
To adjourn. Second.
Okay, all those in favor? It is unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.